Oh, now then, this has to be a contender for one of the worst figures and card backs in the vintage collection. Hello there, this is only One Kenobi here, only one. Yeah, I forgot I had this figure loose. I opened it a while ago, but I've got it on my shelf somewhere, on a shelf that I need to rearrange still. But it's not great. This is not a good addition. So where do we begin with this one? I mean, the figure is it's average, really. I mean, it's not good. I remember the first time we saw this was like a digital rendering, and the biggest thing is that he's got these hips, man. Those swivel hips are terrible. Looks nothing like Carrie Fisher still, you know. I'm a big fan of I meant to say Bespin gown. Can we see that one? Oh yes, she's just over there behind the light. I'll go and get her in a minute. I'll go and get her now. That's a great card back at least. So, I mean, you know, sometimes if the card back's great and the figure's bad, I don't mind. If the figure's amazing, the card back's bad, you know, we've got a winner somewhere. But this one is just a double negative, whereas that one's a classic card back image, and the figure looks nothing like it. It looks more like Vasquez from, I don't know, Aliens. But yeah. So the most notable thing, if we've got to begin somewhere, actually, no, I was going to talk about the car back. I'll talk about the figure still. I don't think it, well, actually, maybe it does. Yeah, do you know what? It looks, I've never really looked at this figure long enough, really. But I suppose there was aspects of Carrie Fisher there, I guess. You can't really put peg holes. It's got no kind of like, because she's only dainty, isn't she? God rest her, Carrie. I'm sorry to be speaking bad of you. But yeah, let's have another look at the face again. Maybe from this angle, maybe it's not that bad actually. I've changed my mind. But yeah, no, the feet are so small that you can't have any. Well, there are peg holes, but they're not workable. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, there's shallow peg holes, and there's shallow peg holes, and then there's this. Look at that. You need blue tack or something for that. So I've just got her standing on that tray there, or platform or whatever. But yeah, I don't know, man. The figure's average. But let's talk about the card back. And you see the gap on the wall over there? The reason that gap is there is because this is where I keep this card back, because it's so unimpressive and boring and dark that I keep it in the corner. Such a shame, because we all had high hopes for an amazing figure and a card back for this, for Bespin Escape, because any other image other than that, the only thing going for it, the only argument you can throw out there to defend it, is the fact that it's, I guess, a real image from the film. They've cropped it, and I don't know, it's crap. They used to do that in the 80s, though. They would just take an image that would surprise you, a bit like the classic one as the Stormtroopers. Let me see if I can find. They're everywhere, though. Where are they? See those guys up there? That image is just action, isn't it? And you got that with other carbacks in the modern line, like Obi-Wan Kenobi up there. See? When he fires up his lightsaber against Maul. And then there's real depictions like that's from the movie. It'll be done, my lord. You know what I mean? But this here is just, it's just way too dark. It's the same scenario as her lover, Han Solo. And where's he? He's behind me. Where's Han Solo? He's behind you. Where are you, Han Stormtrooper? Yeah, that. It's like the cardback that the last choice that everybody would make for a cardback for Han Stormtrooper would be that, as opposed to something a bit more significant and appropriate and kick-ass. Still all right, though. It looks quite good on. I like all them together, actually. You got Stormtroopers, and then you got the two fake Stormtroopers there. That's pretty cool. Oh, and then you got George Lucas there. Oh, look at that. I quite like that. I just realised how good that looks all four in a row. I don't spend much time in this room, would you believe? But I haven't been in here for a while, and I need to rearrange it. I daren't show you what the floor looks like because it's an absolute state. But this is just a bad choice, and the only excuse they've got is that they had no choice, Hasbro. They were told to do that, but I refuse to believe anybody in their right mind would choose that. I mean, the customizers out there would never choose an image like that. A fan would never choose that. If you had a poll of the best image you could have of her, it would undoubtedly be that one. But it's such a disappointment. And the other thing that, God, I've done nothing but moan the last 2 videos. It's awful. But the other thing that really gets me is the size of that bubble. Now, they have brought the bubble size down. Oh, sorry, why did I show you Boba Fett? I had a little moan about him as well, but that's a much better scenario, much more pleasing figure, that one. And the carback is brilliant, the carback images, you know, for Blue Sky Fett, but this is neither. What was I just saying? Yeah, the bubble's too big. I mean, look at the bubble of this one here. Let's just go and get her out again. You see that one there? I think that is definitely thinner and more narrow. I mean, they started the Vintage Collection 2 in 2018, 2.0, whatever you want to call it, with really wide bubbles. And I'll show you an example of one of them in a minute. I can't believe she's still standing, actually. Oh, there she goes. There she goes. Right, let's move this across. Yeah, you can see the width of that. Look at that. Look at the difference. You know, for a female, a petite female, she needs a bubble that size, right? She looks much better, that one on the left, doesn't it? The figure's not great though. Let's have a look at the facial sculpt of this one. Yeah, that ain't Carrie Fisher. That one is actually more so. So I'll take that back, actually. Now I've had a closer look at it. It's funny how I've never really appreciated this figure, because I've opened it and I've just literally put it on a half-made Empire Strikes Back shelf, which is just heavily under construction, has been so for about a year. I haven't finished it yet, but I need to sort that out. But yeah, it's just, yeah, the bubble size is big. Now let me just give you an example of a really big oversized bubble. Let me think now. Right, I can't see Jan Erso at the minute, but here's one. They were all really wide like that, and then they sorted it out. That was under the watch of Steve Evans, I guess. But then they made it smaller. But that's way too big for her. Way too big. Bad choice. I don't think they've made it any narrower than that. Very strange, isn't it? Very strange choice, that. So it's not impressed me, that one, at all. And I've really made the most depressing quick shot I've ever made in my life, surely. What are we looking at now? This is VC187. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Maybe you concur with those negative feelings about this, but I do think they could have done a lot better. And what a shame, a character like this, letting that one go by the by. That's terrible. That. Hang your head in shame, Hasbro. You know, appalling. Bad form. Your Carrie getting the shot, love. Oh, come on. There you go. Right. I might even see what else there is for a Bespin escape. Let me know in the comments if there's another one I could get, because at the end of the day, where is she again? This one here. The one in the, is it the OTC collection 2004? The Leia they did for Bespin gown kicks all asses compared to any of the other ones they've subsequently made. But if you know of a good Bespin escape Leia that I should get, let me know. And I know for a fact that the Death Star escape Han, when he's wearing his black vest, apparently that's a really good figure that they made of him in the, is it Power of the Jedi? That's apparently like really good, apparently. And the Lando in that. So it goes to show that some of the classics still beat these modern and supposedly, you know, premium figures. But I tell you what, that's far from premium in my opinion. Anyway, I'm going to stop there. Been going on far too long. This has been only One Kenobi. Only one. Out.